I don't know about purple. Here you go, John.
Look into my eyes. Hello?
My son.
Hello? Is this thing on? Testing? Testing? Did you guys have fun? You know what? I expected that sort of response from Albuquerque. In Denver, it was like 10 times louder. So, did you guys have fun? Let's go! That's what I expected from Albuquerque. That's how we do it in Denver. So, just for the judges, raise your hand if you came from outside of Albuquerque. We played this game already. Okay, Las Cruces area. Raise your hand if you're from out of the state. There's one, there's two of us. So it just goes to show, like, the guys from Las Cruces came up here.
New York City.
New York City. Get a rope. So it's, I've had the pleasure of having people from Johannesburg, Nova Scotia. It's definitely a global movement, and just to show that we've had some amazing people travel amazing distances. So what we've asked the judges is to step up and stand up and give a little bit of feedback and comments about things that they observed during the pitches and the presentations. So if you guys could each take maybe 2 or 3 minutes and just kind of share what you thought. A lot of us are first timers, so some creative, constructive advice on how we can do things better, and if we do move forward with our teams, what should they focus on? So if you guys want to come up here, that'd be great.
All of it?
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
So each of us take a minute?
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
perfect. Okay.
It's really shabby.
Well, first off, let me just tell you, this was an amazing, I wouldn't say competition, but really collective. This was fantastic, and the work that you all performed over the weekend, which a short amount of time, and gathering the troops together was unbelievably great. Very impressive, and if you could have heard the discussions going on in the back room, you all would have been very, very proud of yourselves. And so give yourselves a hand. You guys... So the one thing for me that stuck out more than anything else, I think that in all sorts of entrepreneurial endeavors, you're going to pivot. And you're going to pivot even after you get started. After you're funded, you're going to pivot. So that's great. Some of the feedback that we'll have ultimately for the companies will be a bit more pivot, and that's all to be expected. The one thing, though, I would encourage you to do, okay, is that I would encourage you to think globally and nationally. You know, there was a study done many years ago about the Alaskans and fishing, okay, and fishing for whales or salmon. And the dangers were exactly, the danger as it relates to loss of life was exactly the same. So why fish for salmon when you can fish for whale? Okay, if there's a chance you're going to go down swinging big. What's going to happen? Because what's going to happen ultimately is you have a lot more to reverse engineer. Right now, when you start thinking about Albuquerque, you have Albuquerque dynamics to deal with. But if you were thinking globally or nationally, there might be a region of the country that's friendlier as a starting point, and that's important for you to know and to consider. Okay, because really, in this world of this digital media world and social media, everything really is right around the corner. And so I was a bit disappointed to see that most folks were thinking about Albuquerque, and when asked why you're starting in Albuquerque and not thinking wider, there was a defense of starting in Albuquerque. Albuquerque is wonderful, it's fantastic, but really, to broaden your thinking day one as you get started would be my advice. Thanks.
It was fun to come Friday night and see how the ideas have morphed, and even some of them either are completely different business ideas or some of them fell off the table, ideas that I think we voted for on Friday night. I agree, you need to think more global, stay connected with your networks. It's pretty cool to see that New Mexico, all of the different organizations, the economic developments, the labs, the incubators, the accelerators, the entrepreneurs, the VCs, the angel investors, we're starting to communicate. And that wasn't happening 5 years ago. So you need to stay connected with your community because there's a lot of people here who want to help you. So all of us up here included.
Yeah, this was really fun and also difficult, a lot more difficult than I think I imagined. I saw some great ideas. There were a couple ideas on the Friday night pitches that I was really sad I didn't see today because I didn't actually know it happened this weekend. So don't give up on those ideas because there were some good ones if you didn't get selected. Randy's right. When you're thinking about an idea, it's really easy to consider your friends and your close networks and how it might work in your local situation, but we're all humans and we're in this together. And a lot of your ideas actually can be expanded on a more global level. It's amazing what some of you guys have built in just 24 hours, and I know what that's like. 54 hours, I'm sorry, but let's be real, there's sleeping. And if I just had one piece of advice from a startup perspective, it would be fail fast. So the idea is that you spend a lot of time working on an idea, and you're in your room or with a team, and you spend months and months resolving it, and then you bring it to market, it just doesn't work, and you've wasted all that time. So the faster you can get something out there, the faster you can realize that it doesn't work, the better off you'll be. So, thank you very much.
I don't know how much more I can add to that, but this was a lot of fun. I mean, I wasn't able to be here Friday night, but the creativity and the passion that I saw for your ideas, I mean, this was really an amazing opportunity for me to come and listen and to be part of this. As far as advice, I don't think I can really add more. You get your idea out there, fail fast, and get on to your next idea, but don't give up on your ideas. Don't give up on your dreams. Push forward and make them happen.
Yeah, it was really exciting to see all the teams, and there was a lot of opportunity. I agree with the judges so far. There's a lot of opportunity to think really big about what you're doing, and the one piece of advice I would add to that kind of helps temper it a bit is focus. Focus with ferocity in what you're doing, because at the end of the day, the global stage needs to be where you are, and a really transformative idea needs to be how you walk onto that stage. But you don't ever, ever, ever want to lose focus. You don't want to lose focus on what you're trying to do and what that value creation is and what's really going to speak to your customers, even with all the pivots. Pivot when needed, but focus every single time, because that's going to get you guys to the end of the finish line. And I think what I see here is a lot of folks that have that potential to focus, and shedding all of those other smaller business models really gets you there, and it gets you in a place where you can really kind of start crushing those revenue expectations, getting customers, solving problems. So those kind of things coming together, I think, are really powerful.
I was super impressed by what I saw, and I wasn't here Friday night either, but just to add to what Randy and Scott said, I would say think globally with a focus, but remember that you can source locally. And one thing I've learned, and I consider myself very new to this space too, but the talent that exists in this city, coming out of UNM, New Mexico Tech, coming out from the existing labor market is just incredible. So don't think you have to go to San Francisco or New York. Don't think you have to leave us.
Yeah,
Well, I just want to echo what everybody has said. We really had a hard time in that room because there were some really great ideas. So if you weren't chosen, it is not an indication of the strength of the idea. It's more than maybe it lacks focus, it's overcomplicated, you need to simplify, maybe you haven't really pinpointed what your revenue model is yet. But literally everyone who pitched today, there's viability behind what you're doing. It just is going to take some more time to develop it. So I hope you will reach out to all of us here that have experience to give you some guidance and to hear our feedback, because we don't unfortunately have the ability to give feedback to each individual company, and I kind of wish we did. Please reach out to me. I have my cards here. I'm on the website, so you can find me on social media, but I would be happy to be a resource for any of the companies that pitched today. And as a shameless plug, make sure as you are building what you do, protect what you're doing legally. It's something that isn't talked about because it's not sexy, but it is your lifeblood. If you fail to do it, your business can completely go under. So make sure that you develop a relationship with a good lawyer from the beginning. And there are lawyers that will. That's a shameless plug. If it isn't me, it won't hurt my feelings, but there are lawyers that will work with you on the financial side if you don't have money yet. So don't be afraid to reach out to lawyers and find someone that you can work with. Okay, that's my shameless plug.
Just a big round. We have gotten such an awesome group of judges here. How about a round of applause for them? And of course, some of them are also speakers, and Belinda also for helping get this great group together. All right, so now I've got,
So I want to thank all the organizers and especially Eric. These guys did an amazing job. They did an amazing job with the food, right? And the beer. Oh wait, we don't have.
No responsibility whatsoever. So so if you'll go ahead and sit down. So I'm going to call up a couple of folks who are going to help us give away these prizes. The first person is to help me give one of the third place prize away. Tessa Maria, if I can get you up here, please. This is a terrible job. Yes. Excellent. So the third place prize goes to Social Steel. And they're getting a social media package, social media boot camp from One Creative. No, please, come on. They're getting a social media boot camp from One Creative.
Yes. So the social and digital space is pretty native, and it's really important for businesses to understand them. So buying digital ads and understanding that there's analytics and insights and all of these things are very important. So I want to help you guys to navigate this landscape.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
To help us give away our second place prize, I would like to invite Jessica Hughes Matthews up, please. This is the same prize we gave away that you gave away with Leverage Legal Group at the Santa Fe Startup Weekend. Extremely, extremely valuable, and that is going to Datum Bazoo.
Is a trademark package, which we think you will benefit greatly from. You need to get your IP in place ASAP, so we're going to take care of that for you.
And finally, to give away our grand prize for the first place winner, we'd like to welcome up John Brown, and also thank John and CityLink for helping with providing the space and the excellent Wi-Fi and a number of other things. I can pronounce this correctly. And we'd like to welcome up Crimson Curriculum.
And you've won a beautiful red Mustang. Now, what we have put in as a package is, being a telecommunications provider, we believe that one of the things that will be very helpful to launching your business and getting it out the door is with some of the infrastructure that's involved in doing that. So what we did is we got together and we thought about what would be cool things to help a new business get off the ground. Some costs and some things you don't have to think about. You can focus on getting that curriculum put together and getting it out the door. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to provide office space up to 500 square feet, rent-free for a year. But that's not all. This knife will also cut. We're also going to be providing a fully symmetrical gigabit internet connection into that office space for that full year. And this bill keeps going. And we're going to provide a hosted voice telephone platform that will allow up to 4 telephone sets, so you'll be able to have a telephony environment and be able to have a phone presence out in the world and be able to get calls, receive calls, so forth. That's also included. And then the last is you need a place to host your content, to put stuff online. But we have a wonderful hosting environment, both here in Albuquerque and our facility in Los Angeles. So we'll be able to put your content up on our dedicated servers, and you'll be able to have that place both here and in LA, so you have that redundancy and you're able to stay up and keep running and be able to work on getting that curriculum out the door. So we'd love to sit down with you guys in a couple of days, and we can go over the details of it and start getting things going so you can get this business launched in Albuquerque.
Thanks again, folks. How about that? All right, how about another round of applause for all the participants, all the teams? And now, so thank you. And I'm now going to hand this off to Ross, who's going to tell us about some special prizes that we've got for some other folks.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to all the teams. And the last prize is, there's 2 of them, or 4 of them actually. So let me let Jared explain the first part, and I'll close.
Okay. What's the first part? Right. So for each team, each of the 3 winning teams, I'll be giving $1,000 cash to use in any way you want. And the second part.
I don't think everybody heard that. I might repeat it.
$1,000 cash to each of the 3 winning teams to use as
And then the last part, the coaches met, and we wanted to give a coach's prize. We did a lot of deliberation on this. There are a lot of superstars in all the teams. So there were a lot of factors that came down to selecting this one person that the coaches selected to receive this. It's actually an original archival print, signed and numbered, Jared's original artwork. We want to give it to John McGee.
Can we take a picture? Like shaking hands?
John, we better not find that on Etsy.
So just a few closing words. I wanted to thank everybody that showed up, all our supporters, our coaches, all the participants especially. I hope this has lit a fire in your heart, your soul, and increased the fire that was already there. Hope you come back and support Startup Weekend and the next one, wherever it might be, whether it's in southern New Mexico or northern New Mexico or back here in Albuquerque. And finally, I wanted to say that thank you to the New Mexico Angels for buying dinner tonight. So let's go have dinner and celebrate. Congratulations, everybody.